but there is a bit of gatekeeping that exists in the award shows across the
Ooh.
spectrum. And so, like, especially when it comes to Christian rap, if you will, you know what I'm saying? Like, some of them kind of tolerate the ones that are the cream that rise above the crop, but it's not a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, you go to, gospel award shows, sometimes they be like, oh, it's the little rapping guys, or, and then you go to the Doves, and they got their own little niche, but it's only but so many that's gonna be able to break through. And
coming live on your radio,
what they want,
that real and raw,
how they get it,
DJ Focus,
what we doing,
making music, reaching the corner, and it's all for the kingdom.
and we gon' make sure they know it.
Ooh, we gon' take it there. I like red letters over trap beats to fix it, saying, ooh, DJ Focus, tell him turn you up. Ooh, DJ Focus, tell him turn you up. Ooh.
Yes, sir. Welcome back. DJ Focus, Dice Gamble. You tapping into the Fixx, your number one source for faith-infused hip-hop, R&B, and poetry. Y'all know what time it is. Y'all know the vibes. It's spiritual detox time. Yeah, we got Mr. Hope Dealer on the line, man. You know how he do it, man. He heavy on the bars. He's been doing it a long time, man. He's nobody that we have not talk with, and always have a great convo. Jered Saunders joining us today. What's going on, brother?
hey, man, no complaints, man. Just here on the. I've got a little hoodie weather. It's cold outside, but we here.
Yeah, listen, likewise. You see, yeah, it is hoodie season. It's official. Shouts out to Sayline. I know that's Sayline line. It's hoodie season, but it's hoodie season. Well, come on, let's talk about it, man. Let's go back. Let's talk about this KCA award situation, man. Your first time there. Talk about the experience. And you brought a little hardware home. Come on, talk about it.
Yeah, that's New York is kind of interesting. It's like a home away from home, if you will. Like, I haven't been to the KCAs in a while. It's been probably like 5 years now. Like, his last time I was there was like pre-COVID. I think the last time I was nominated and was there was like 2017. And that was when I dropped Nobody Famous at the time. I had like 7 nominations, you know what I'm saying? Like, at that time. But you know what I'm saying? That it's been a long time since I got to check in New York, and it was dope to be back. New York always showed love. They always supported it. To come home with, best lyricist and best album was dope. Because, like I think I said there, New York is one of those places where it's like martial arts in Asia, man. Like, that's where it started. So they kind of are the connoisseurs of what it is. So to let an out-of-towner come in, and come home with some hardware was kind of dope.
Talk about the vibe, because I think a lot of artists who have never been, they don't understand why they should be there. Just talk about that, just being there with all your peers and everybody in the space.
Yeah. I think to a degree, and this is not no shot at nobody else, but there is a bit of gatekeeping that exists in the award shows across the spectrum. And so, like, especially when it comes to Christian rap, if you will, you know what I'm saying? Like, some of them kind of tolerate the ones that are the cream that rise above the crop, but it's not a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, you go to, gospel award shows, sometimes they be like, oh, it's the little rapping guys, or, and then you go to the Doves, and, they got their own little niche, but it's only but so many that's going to be able to break through. And it's really based upon the connections and relationships you got over there. So the KCA's kind of created a home specifically for, and I noticed this, I told Marcus this, the Caribbean side really has an opportunity to be spotlighted over there. A lot of the guys from New York who don't really get on the radar of the, so the quote unquote of award shows, they get love and respect over there. And so I think that the people that are coming up and emerging in the space, I think it's good to be present at anywhere where people are willing to honor what you do. And so, as a gesture of honor and respect, I mean, somebody taking out the painstaking time to put together video presentations and all that to make you guys feel at home. I mean, I think it would be wise to make sure that you show up and be present where people want to see you.
Yeah, I agree. And I talked to Marcus about this, about them not having a bias. Like, I really think the best of the best, these categories and the people that are in these categories are the best in our space. Like, it's not like one of those things, oh, it's just all New York, or it's, you know what I'm saying, it's all this clique or that clique. So I think they do a good job of doing that. Let's talk a little bit about that gatekeeping a little bit before we get past that. Why are we even talking about that in our space? And I struggle with this too as well. You know me, And yeah, a lot of people know I'm kind of like the black sheep because I walk in different rooms and spaces and I can kind of feel the vibes. But I want to see, I want to hear your heart. What has been your experience, if you've had any, when it comes to maybe some people holding you back from getting opportunities to go do things?
Well, I'm gonna be honest. Like gatekeeping isn't necessarily always about the overt, but sometimes there's the covert, right? And
Okay.
so, what I'm saying, I would consider myself one of the voices in the space, and I've been that for some time now, and I've got the stats to prove it. I've got the accolades to prove it. I've got the acknowledgement from all the major outlets to prove it and show that I'm not new around here. And when it comes down to it, what I've seen oftentimes is the subtle gatekeeping. The subtle gatekeeping is, so on this award show, we're going to really acknowledge this particular niche sound. You know what I'm saying? And on this one, we're going to acknowledge this particular niche sound. And it's only based upon what we're privy to. Well, I mean, when you become an award show that takes absolute titles, such as Best Christian Album, it would be wise of you to listen to all of them, or at least a large quantity of them, so that you have a better understanding of what's really out there, instead of just my favorite Christian album. Like best and favorite really don't have any correlation with one another. And so when you make absolute statements, it'll be wise for you to listen across the space, because it's a very broad range of artists. It's a very broad range of sounds. But when you take absolute stances and say that something is the best, but fail to acknowledge entire swaths of people that are creative, in essence, you are gatekeeping, because you're not really exposing anybody to anything new. You're just exposing people to what you already are privy to. So there's the subverted gatekeeping that exists. And, if the only way that you're looking at that is who's on the billboards, I mean, okay, like, but that doesn't really take. I don't think the merit of best should be used in. You could call it noteworthy, call it notable. You know what I'm saying? But don't say best when you start talking like that, because if you're only pointing to the things that you like, I mean that's just favorites.
Mm-hmm. Is there a fix? Is there a solution to that? How do we get better in that space?
I think a method of improvement would be you have to have people from the space advocating for the space in each of these spaces. Okay. Just like if you want to get nominated for a Grammy, or you want to get a 4-year consideration, you can become a member of the Grammy committee so that you get a vote, and you can actually have a voice when it comes to these things. A lot of these other award shows really don't have that access point. They don't have that point of entry where you could be like, okay, well, I want to be an ambassador for this over here, so that the people that I listen to, you guys could possibly consider as well. So if you don't have advocacy in each of these spaces, there's going to be some difficulty. So I think that having advocacy, past winners, almost like the Heisman Trophy, people that won the Heisman Trophy become ambassadors for the Heisman. Yes, they have a voice for who the next person is. So, if the people that are winning or the people that are nominated also become voting voices for other people across the space, you may have the opportunity to hear about a C4 or a Say Lotta Corner or a Jered Sanders over in spaces that they normally aren't mentioned. So that's a way I would say would be a dope solution.
Do you think we need more? What's your thoughts on majors signing Christian hip hop or gospel rap artists now? I think we saw a little shift to where more people are putting money behind that. What share your thoughts on that?
I think that overall industry situation is broken, to be personally honest. Like I think that's why if you look at it on the industry side, a lot of those labels are downsizing. A lot of those labels are being merged and acquired and bought out by other labels because the infrastructure is broken. Like you have, hundreds of employees getting laid off at major record labels because the point of entry now is a lot lower. Record labels used to be able to gatekeep, right? They used to be able to say, where the only way you'll get on radio or the only way you'll get on these playlists is if we put you there. Well, now, you have artists that are building up their own following, their own fan bases. So now they can circumnavigate the record label. They can say, I don't need that. I'll circumvent the label because now I'm popping over here. And what labels are doing in the benefit of downsizing for them is that they really only have to gamble on the sure things, right? The ones that are already surging up. it's easy to, throw some money behind them and put them on a playlist, but even label infrastructure isn't the same. So it's not labeled support anymore. Like if you're really looking at it across the board, the only ones that are really building, across the board support are the Christian labels, you know what I'm saying? Or the ones that have a Christian branch of a major label because they already have a built-in niche. But overall, it's not what it used to be. I think that the use of a record label at the major scale now isn't as high because the point of entry is a lot lower.
You have been putting out quite a few singles this year, and I already know that was intentional. Working on to this probably new project you gonna probably talk about something today. But let's talk about a few of these singles that you put out. One that I thought it was slept on. I don't know. Maybe it was just me, but I didn't feel like enough DJs was putting that thing in rotation. And I think this was a collaboration you did with A.O. Shamir and Mickey Fixx. Let It Go. Come on, talk about that. How did that come about?
Oh man, me and Shamir, we've been going back and forth for some time, man, because I be chuckling at the gritty CHH side because them dudes don't never really be calling me. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, what's wrong with y'all? Like, you know what I'm saying? So A.O. Shamir is like the bridge in that regard. So he ended up reaching out saying we got to work on something, we got to get something done. And so I was like, all right, well, send me something, and I'll see what I could do. And he shot me the joint, and the verse was written in maybe 15 minutes. Like it wasn't that difficult to do. But I was like, yeah, let's talk some talk. You know what I'm saying? So I thought that that was a dope record, man. Mickey came with it, Dayton came with it. I was just like, let me stand with these gritty CHH guys, let them know I ain't nothing to play with either.
Mm-hmm. Talk about that for a minute. For those who may not understand, break down what exactly this gritty, this, trash talk, CHH little click like thing is. Because a lot of people don't understand what it is. I do because I know it's hip hop, but just for those who might not know, break that down.
Right. So those are the homies, man. The funny part about it is like I've known all of them. Like Selah is the bro. C4 came in with a sound of his own. He sounded gritty, in general. And those dudes really prided themselves on creating a space in the community where they felt like they had a place to go. They created a home and carved a niche. And, I think that that's dope. I think that anytime you can build community and speak to a community of people that may not necessarily feel addressed, like I think that's dope. And so I think any kind of subgenre that gets created sometimes is coming from the outcry of a community that don't feel addressed. Like that's how hip hop came out. You know what I'm saying? So people had a demand for it, a desire for it. And sometimes they didn't know what they wanted until they got it. And so Gritty CHH popped up because, them dudes, they want to hear that. You know what I'm saying? They want to hear that talk. And so for me, I salute it, man. I just wanted to make sure that they knew. You know what I'm saying? Like I listen to that too. I'm with that kind of energy too.
He said, I do this for real too. Don't leave me out. Come on, talk about GMEH and break down what that is.
Yeah. Gotta make everything happen, man. Like I really wanted to create a workout album, man. Like everybody and their moms got all kind of joints. So Talk to Me Nice Volume 2 is like high energy, and it was created and curated kind of like the spark of the workout being the warm up. It has peaks, and then at the end you got your cool down. So when people listen to it, do your workout to it, and I'm gonna show y'all when you listen to it, it goes through the peaks and valleys of a workout. And so for me, I felt like that was something that was missing in the space. A lot of times people got high energy, everything. There's no warm up. There's no cool down. It's like, let's just scream and jump up and down. And I really wanted to create something that was curated specifically for people that work out and know the ebbs and flows of a workout. God Make Everything Happen it just had an energy, man. And I was like, yeah, we gonna make that work.
Yeah, talk about that workout for a minute, man. Just in general, you've been very vocal, man, about you, man, and your journey. You might be able to encourage somebody today, man. How have you been? Have there been ups and downs with you staying consistent with that?
Yeah, I would say that like our body is our temple, man. Like at the end of the day, like I'm a husband with children. And so like at the end of the day, I want to be able to make sure that I'm here for them. And that's gonna be done, in the kitchen, that's gonna be done in the gym, that's gonna be done to make sure that I'm able to walk my daughter down the aisle. I'm able to, applaud when my son go across the stage. And right now they're young. So I want to make sure I give myself as much ability to be present as possible. And that's really all it is. Like it's not, shaming people to say, get out here and do some push-ups and sit-ups. is really to say, like, invest in your future, because that's really all you got. You know what I'm saying? Like, once you become a husband and a father, it's not about you no more. Like, it's really about those people that depend on you. So for me, working out really became a way to steward well, what God has given me. And the first thing I have the ability to steward well is my mind and my body, man. So that's what you got to do.
Yeah, that's real, and I think we need to talk about that more. And I have been very vocal, and I have been coming down to as well. Shouts out to me, but I still got a little bit more to lose. I'm saddened by so many, and I know I get a lot of flack for this. I don't care. So many large pastors we see in the pulpits every week, and them never addressing or never even talking about or acting like that's not an issue for them being overweight and preaching the word of God, as if God wouldn't want them to take care of their temple too as well. So listen, salute to you, man, for being bold and speaking on it. And I'm gonna keep speaking on it too as well. And I keep telling y'all, 2025, I ain't gonna have this big back behavior. All y'all that want to have it, y'all keep it. I don't want it. Slim Thug coming back. Slim Thug coming back. Shouts out to Slim Thug.
Word.
Yeah. Come on, let's talk about this track that I thought was another sleeper track, Pricey, featuring Toya Love. How did that collaboration come about? And who picked out this cover art? I was like, what is going? He always got jokes.
Nah, man. That was one of those where I was like, I really had, some records that I've done with a lot of female artists in CHH, but there's been like a bottom swell of like really cold, CHH female artists that like really don't, they had to kind of carve their own lane. If you're not the prominent voice with the major cosign from the others, like sometimes I'm like, hey, there's some people out here who really out here making dope music. And Toya, you know what I'm saying? I think she's always had an energy about herself. She's always had a way to present herself that carved out its own niche and was distinct from the more prominent female voices. And I was like, yeah, let's see what happened. I reached out, you know what I'm saying? She ended up saying, yeah, I'm with it. And we made a little summer bop, man. I was like, yeah, let's go ahead and do that. And it did really good numbers, man. Like I was really impressed because, people really rock with that vibe. And I was like, yeah, let's continue to make more of those.
Talk about the message behind Pricey though, because I think that's what a lot of people need to understand. Yeah, I thought y'all did that very creative.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, hey, God paid the price for it, man. Like your life, comes at a cost, man. It costs blood, it costs death, and having to be resurrected by a risen King and Savior. So, like for me, I just wanted to make it so that even if you didn't know who Jesus was, you know what I'm saying, there's something that's inspirational about, you know what I'm saying, God paid the price for it. You know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't have said it if he ain't said it. And so really Pricey is just a way to kind of make sure the young people and older people alike know that you can vibe, but hey, there's a serious message underneath this. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't just done for free. It was done with a price.
Take it easy. Come on. Talk about that.
Oh yeah. That's the man. I mean, me and Mike Teasy been waiting to get one because we had one a long time ago called Never Late when Mike was on the bubble up. And what ended up happening is I ended up taking the break. Like I sat out for like 3-4 years. And so like I never really got a chance to really ingratiate myself in the space when there was the new crop of new guys that popped up really during COVID. Like some people got the battery in their back during COVID and took off, right? Mike Teasy was one of them. The Lily Vasi's another one. One day popped up like super during the COVID era. Miles Minnick, another one, popped up during that era. And, and even Mission, the homie Mission popped up in that era. And so like my opinion was me and him got to finally get one in. And I thought Take It Easy was going to be the one that made the most sense. I shot it to him. He was with it. At first, when I sent it to him, he had a raspy voice. He hit me on the voice note on the Apple phone and was like, oh, and I was like, oh, well, we'll get it when we get it. And we finally did it. We put the record together. I think it came out crazy.
So what can people expect from this Talk to Me Nice Volume 2? Like when they finally sit with the whole project, what do you want them to take away?
Nah, man, I think that this one is definitely the workout project. Talk to Me Nice Volume 1 obviously was me reintroducing myself to sometimes people that didn't even know who I was, trying to make sure I presented myself well. Volume 2 is the carryover from that with the energy. It's a whole script, long view for me. I got another 3 albums to drop, so they're already done. But this was me kind of saying, hey, come on, bring it in close. So when I do talk that is, really ministry for the soul, like you guys know that I'm somebody who's capable of doing what you're familiar with first, so that I have credibility to talk to y'all in a way that when it's time to really give y'all the real, y'all know that it's not coming from somebody who just, clout chasing you, who just saying y'all should listen to me just because. So this is the workout vibes. I can't wait to, share it with people, and I hope that people really bust up their bench presses and they squats and all that. They Talk to Me Nice Volume 2.
Come on, so are we? You got a rollout. You got a workout plan rollout. You gonna do every day. You gonna do a 30-day challenge, a 21-day challenge, or something like. I feel like you should get some real good energy behind it, like you say, and not just talking to people, like showing people. No, I don't just say I'm in the gym. I don't just say I'm on this elliptical. I don't just say I'm walking around the corner. Come on, let's. Will we get some of that?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Okay.
I think that's always going to be the most fun. The most fun is working out with me. You know what I'm saying? Do your joints, hopping on IG lives, and letting people know, hey, we could train together. I'm really excited for that. I know that as I get older, I'm thinking about ways that I can contribute to the space instead of what I could get from it. And that's one of the ways, man. Like focusing on the things that are important that's going to stick with us for some time.
Well, listen, I'm telling you right now, if you put them little challenges out there, I'm gonna accept. So I'm gonna make sure whatever you ask, I'm gonna put a video of myself out doing it too as well. So let's do it. And I think that's what we need to continue to do. We need to encourage believers, and we need to do it together. So I'm with you on that. So you just hinted on you got 3 more in the clip. What we doing every quarter next year? We just dropping every 3 months. Like what that look like? And is it going to be in the same element as the Talk to Me Nice? Is it volume 3, 4, 5, or is it something totally different?
Nah, this is definitely something different. Like Talk to Me Nice, volumes 1 and 2 is really just me reintroducing. The next 3 are the substance. Like one of them is specifically circled around like dudes being okay with growing up. You know what I'm saying? One thing that I've always seen is a general, and I won't even call it an issue that I see in CHH, but it's like nobody want to grow up, man. Nobody want to make music where, you know what I'm saying? Listen, we knocking on 40, bruh. Like what are you going to give for the youngsters who coming up to be able to know that it's cool? Because there's a lot of a need for that. And I think one of the most critical pieces that I would speak to that would be We Go On from Swoop. Like, I don't care what nobody say. That was my favorite album of the year. Like I could say Talk to Me Nice and all that. I could do that. But We Go On was the one that I was like, yeah. And salute to the young homie Tory Deshaun, because he put out a fire record too. That's what I think the space is really looking for. And as I get older, I'm looking for things that I could pass down to the generation behind all the cool kids coming up. So that one is that. And then I got, some more therapy raps that's moving forward into the next year too. So I think it's going to be some really ministry happening in the next 9 to 12 months.
Why do you think some of the vets? I love you brought that up. Why do you think some of the vets are not making that music? Because I agree. I don't think it's enough of the vets, and we got enough vets in this game now at this point to where that's where they should be. They should be talking more about financial literacy, mental health, family, like you say, real grown man problems that we got.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's I would, I guess you would have to ask them. Like, I think sometimes it's, maybe it's a risk thing. I mean, I know for me, being a part of God Over Money, like there's a method where, I even started to fall in love with the idea of giving the base what they want to hear. And I got to the point in my career where I was like, nah, I think that to have a gift, you got to be able to extend one. And so it's like, now I'm going to give you what you need, not just what you want. And sometimes what you need may not necessarily be what you want. And sometimes I think the OGs may look at that as a drawback. Like one of the main reasons you won't make it is because you might not get streamed in the same way that you were streamed beforehand, trying to make playlist records. Like it requires a little more risk and a little more calculation. Now, granted, I think that I've gotten to the point in my career where I can afford to make that risk. Like I can afford to make that risk because I've already proven I could make the bops. I've already proven I could rap really well. Like now it's what's gonna live on. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is something that I could gift to the space where I feel like they could take with them into life? You know what I'm saying?
That's good. Hey, appreciate you, man. You know you always welcome, man. Come back whenever you want to come back, man. Come on and tell the people how they connect with you, follow you on all your social media platforms, and introduce your latest single.
Yeah, man. At Jered Sanders everywhere. That's JeredSanders. Y'all can catch me everywhere on that. The latest single is Take It Easy with the homie Mike Teasy. But the new joint that I'm ready for people to get is Press. Press is the workout record. I'm telling you, that's the one. So give it up for Press.
Keep it locked. You tune into The Fixx. You know The Fixx is in.